Good everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scout Selections here for Saturday, November 30th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up splitting as we ended up going 1-1 from yesterday's video. We ended up winning with the Thunder -4 as they ended up winning by 5, and we ended up losing with San Francisco -4 as they ended up losing outright to Hawaii. I watched a decent amount of that game. San Francisco was up 4 with about, 10 minutes to go. Tied it with 8 minutes left, and then, well, the floodgates opened up for Hawaii, and they were able to win outright as they coasted. Unfortunate, San Francisco was in a spot to win the game, but at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. So other than that, though, we will be looking to college football on Saturday here for the play of the day. And we actually like a matchup between UAB and North Texas. And for this matchup, we like UAB on the first half -1.5, which is available on DraftKings at -115. Now, there's two things to talk about here. First of all, why do I like this game? Second of all, why the first half and not the full game? Now, to touch upon the first reason why, this game is a must-win situation for UAB, and this game means absolutely nothing for North Texas. North Texas currently is 4-7. They have no shot of making a bowl game. However, UAB is currently in a three-way tie in their division in the standings, which means that if they end up winning their respective division, they clinch a spot in the Conference USA title game. Now, a lot of it depends on what happens on Saturday, so that is why it'll be on the first half. Now, to elaborate on that, is that UAB currently holds the tiebreaker before with these three teams. However, at this point in time, Southern Mississippi has already won against UAB, so Southern Mississippi has the ability to knock UAB out. In other words, what ends up happening here is that if UAB wins and Southern Miss loses, then UAB ends up in the conference title game. But if Southern Miss wins, then UAB's out. So lots at stake here for UAB. The main reason why I like the first half, though, is because of the fact that Southern Miss actually starts half an hour before the UAB game. So if Southern Miss hypothetically ends up leading at some point by a decent margin in the third quarter, UAB could easily just pack it in because they're going to be scoreboard watching for pretty much the entire second half. In the first half, you won't get that. Even if Southern Miss will be up, it will still be in the first half. UAB won't pay that much attention to it, maybe a little bit, but UAB will take care of business in the first half. Second half's where it gets dicey, how you're afraid of a lack of focus if Southern Miss is taking care of business against Florida Atlantic. Southern Miss is currently a 10-point underdog, so it's looking like UAB should be able to get the job done. But at the end of the day, crazier upsets have happened. This game should be close, and the Southern Miss game should be close for a decent portion if Southern Miss is going to win this game. So I think UAB should be able to dominate early on as the game still means something to them and then judge that accordingly. So for that reason, the play of the day will be on UAB -1.5 in the first half, which is available at -115. I'm not worried about UAB winning the game, but I am worried about them losing focus in the second half and potentially giving up a backdoor cover to North Texas. That won't happen in the first half. So for that reason, UAB -1.5 at -115 will be the play of the day, and you can find that line on DraftKings. Now for some other leans, for the late game, lean to Arizona State against Arizona here. I know they're a rivalry game, and I get that, but Arizona is absolutely terrible. Kevin Sumlin, big-name coach at Texas A&M, I never thought he was good. He's come to Arizona, and his teams, well, they haven't really been good. So I don't really think there's anything to really talk about for Arizona. Their defense is absolutely abysmal. It's one of the worst defenses in the Pac-12, with the exception of maybe Oregon State and Washington State. Arizona's definitely in the bottom three. And Arizona State's coming in off a huge upset win against Oregon at home. They've already clinched a bowl game, but I think Herm Edwards will try to get the group out for a strong outing on senior night. And I think Arizona State should be able to take care of business in this rivalry game. Wilkin is a very good point. Benjamin's a really good running back. Arizona can't stop the run. I just think Arizona State will be able to take care of business, and I think that Arizona State should be able to win this game by 2 touchdowns. So lean to Arizona State on that one. Other than that, looking at the rest of the card, what else do I like here? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the card today. Not really much to talk about, but I definitely like those two games with Arizona State and UAB, which will be the play of the day. And other than that, giving us some leans on some other stuff. You have some NBA matchups. Lean to Milwaukee -13. I'll keep fading Charlotte. That ended up working out last week as we ended up giving out the Heat in one of their games. Charlotte's just not a good basketball team. There's no way around it. It's not anybody's fault besides maybe Michael Jordan's, as they ended up letting Kemba walk, but he would have left anyway. The team is not very good. Milwaukee is just too much talent. Middleton's back. Giannis has been unstoppable as he's probably fighting with Luka right now for MVP, and I think he should play well in this game as well. Lean to Milwaukee on that one. And for college basketball, lean to Tennessee -1.5 against Virginia Commonwealth. VCU, they're a pretty good team. Been a bit underwhelming. Tennessee lost a very tough game to Florida State. Florida State, I think Florida State's a very underrated team in the country. I mean, they've already beaten Florida. Florida's been underachieving, but Florida State's proven they can beat good teams. Tennessee is a solid program as well. VCU is good, but I just don't think they have the athletes that Tennessee has, and I think that there's a reason why this line has climbed from Pick'em to -1.5. Lean to Tennessee on that one. Other than that, though, looking at everything else, do I like anything else on the card today? Yeah, lean to Florida State beating Purdue. Florida State -1. Purdue, they have some talent. I just think Florida State's the deeper team, and I think Florida State should be able to clamp down defensively. I think in terms of the interior, both teams have pretty big front courts, so that's kind of a wash. I just think Florida State's guards are a bit better. So lean to Florida State in that game. Other than that, though, I think that's going to do it for this installment of Scott Selections. Play of the day on UAB first half -0.5 at DraftKings at -115. Other than that, though, that's going to do it for this installment of Scott Selections here for Saturday, November 30th. And good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.